Rule 4, equipment. You must wear a helmet with a chin strap fastened and snug under your chin. If it's not snug under your chin and if it's not fastened, it's just a hat and it'll fly right off should you fall or have any kind of an incident. So you definitely want that in place. Occasionally I will notice beginning players that have the chin strap very loose, and I'll ask them to tighten it up, or I'll help them tighten it up. If not before the game, and then in between chukkers or something, because it's very important. Okay, first thing, NOCSAE approved helmet. NOCSAE is an organization for safety for athletic equipment. Players and umpires are going to have this new approved helmet. If you're under 18 years old, you must have eye protection. Those are those goggles. There's no specific goggles, just goggles that you want, that you like. Okay? All right. Now, let's talk about face masks for a second, because they didn't say anything about this. And the reason they didn't say anything is if you're going to do a face mask, you've got to do a NOCSAE approved face mask. In other words, when you get your new helmet, the face mask has to be by the manufacturer of that new helmet and installed either by the manufacturer or the vendor of the new helmet, or according to the guidelines for the new helmet. So the face mask also has to be NOCSAE approved. And that's something to think about. But eye protection is required. And if you do a face mask, of course, I don't think you'll need eye protection because you have a face mask, but it has to be NOCSAE approved face mask. So that's the... Okay. Anyone within the field proximity of a USPA game must wear a helmet. So what are they really talking about here? Your grooms and anybody that's warming up your horses or going to get on a horse, they need to have a helmet on, and the chin strap needs to be in place. Grooms largely ignore this rule, and we're supposed to enforce it along with the management of the club. We do what we can. Teams must wear jerseys. Of course, you're going to want to anyway. It may have a sponsor or something on it. If the colors of the jerseys of the two teams are too similar, then the team that's lower in the draw will be required to change. And if there was no draw, we'll just flip a coin or decide in another random way. The rule says by lot. That just means by chance who has to change. I have done games with teams that have a blue shirt with white sleeves playing against a team that has a white shirt with blue sleeves, and it messed us up on 2 or 3 calls, and that was unfortunate. So it's important for the umpires for you to look different, and I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to, but I have run across teams that they just don't want to change because they don't have another set of jerseys, or they just don't want to. So what we'll do is we'll just go to the draw, we'll flip a coin, and you'll have to. So have an extra set of jerseys with you that's a different color than the one you have. Okay, so lastly, no sharp spurs, studs, or protruding buckles. Anything that can cause another player injury in a ride-off or a bump, you can't have it. Spurs, the big spurs with the big rollers on them are the best for your horses. They're not going to cut them up. The tiny spurs that a lot of players use now because they're used in other disciplines like dressage and hunter jumper, those are not good for polo because they'll end up cutting the horse's sides. And if we see blood on your horse or or any kind of a problem like that, we are going to send your horse off. So be kind to your horse and wear appropriate spurs. You obviously can't have anything sharp or any kind of those old Western spurs or anything like that. That's a no. I know what you're thinking. You can't believe I'm actually saying this stuff. I've been to places that these are issues. Also, know that players now must wear whites and boots, or at least have some kind of leather up to your knees. And as a final note, if you don't wear a NOCSAE helmet, you could forfeit the game. And that should do it for Rule 4 equipment. Thanks for watching.